Hey all, Pay Marine here with another status report. This is coming to you from my vehicle because I actually went on the road because today is Warhammer Day. So you'll maybe see some people walking around behind me or walking past. But I'm actually sitting in the parking lot right now at the nearest Warhammer. Let me see if I can pick this up real quick. I don't know if you can see it out there. Right over that direction. So I'm sitting here waiting. It's about like 9 o'clock right now, so I still got about 3 hours before the store's gonna open. The parking lot is actually pretty packed right now, but there's other businesses here, but I'm a little confused because they don't appear to be open yet. Because there's like Firehouse Subs, there's like I don't know, Slim Sculpting. But it seems like a lot of people are walking into this hand and stone massage place. So, I don't know, apparently they're pretty popular. But there are a few things. Well, there's at least one person else that I see that I'm pretty sure is waiting. All the parking spots right in front of the store are taken. I was hoping to maybe snag a spot there to be able to just sit and wait. But they're all taken, but nobody's in them except for one. There's one person in their car, and they look to be passed out. So I'm wondering if they're not another traveler that came early and passed out, or maybe they even got here last night and decided to stay. I thought about coming last night and just camping out, but at the same time, I didn't know how busy it would be. Normally, I go to a different store so this one I'm at now just opened at the beginning of June. So I'm not really sure. Oh, now that I'm talking, there's actually another person right across from me that's been sleeping in their car as well. So anyway, but yeah, so this store just opened, and there's actually somebody leaving one of the front spots. So I'm probably gonna move here in a sec. But yeah, so this store just opened at the beginning of June. Is actually my birthday weekend that it opened. So I was actually able to stop by in the area when it opened. And like I said, normally I would go to another store that's still about 2 hours away, but I came to this one because it is a new store, and they give you this thing here, this right here. So as you can see, this is to get all your little stamps, and then you can buy these exclusive models on like their grand opening day. So obviously I want to get that Space Marine Terminator. So but I'm actually gonna move real quick here because they moved out of that spot, and I want to be right up front. Hopefully nobody takes the spot before I get there. And I'm actually parking right next to the guy that is asleep in his vehicle. So, but yeah, so excited for that. But as far as the rest of the hobby, I've been actually able to get a little bit more painting done than I normally have been able to do. Perfect. Nice. I'm right here, right up front now. Okay, so yeah, so I moved, got a better location now. Still got a good, 3 hours or so before they open, but at least I'm here. I don't see, there's no line or anything at this point. So nobody really trying to knock down the doors as of right now to get these exclusives for the Warhammer Day stuff. Like I said, it looks like there's probably a few people that are passed out in their cars waiting, but don't have whole lot of competition right now. That being said, I don't really know what I'm here to try to pick up. Mostly I'm here to pre-order the Repulsor Executioner, because you get some of your stamps off for like every $50 you spend, you can get one of your stamps signed off. So I'm definitely here to pre-order that. And then I'm probably going to pick up one of those blank Space Marine pops that, even though I already repainted an Ultramarine one, I do want to just at least get one of those blanks just to, I don't know, convert or paint into something as well. Plus, I kind of like the idea, I like the box it comes in because it says Primaris Intercessor instead of Ultramarines Intercessor, so I could put the one I've already painted into that box just to have like a blank box or whatever. Other than that, they don't really have a whole, I think they have some art cards, they have some like exclusive objective markers that they're gonna have that, I don't really care or really need those. They got this new Warhammer, what do you call it, Stormbreaker logo on them. But like I said, yeah, there's nothing really. Right. Hopefully, we're gonna be good this time. Phone keeps wanting to die on me or run out of memory, but transferred a bunch of files over to my computer that I brought with me, so I should be good now. So, like I said, yeah, not a lot of exclusive kind of stuff this week. Really just here to get the pre-order done and then pick up the at least one Primaris pop. And maybe there's some other things that I missed that they're going to be having exclusive. Like I said, I don't really see myself picking up objective markers or anything else like that. So really, I just wanted to get here early for the sole purpose of picking up one of those Funko Pops, the blank ones, because I just didn't know how quickly those might go. Because I definitely want to get one of those. So yeah, so other than that, I guess I finally been able to get some painting done. I had got some of the heavy variant of Hellblasters, got all the base layers done a little while ago, but I finally got around to, well, I got their bases pretty much done, but I still need to go through and do my recess shading and then my highlights on them. And then I got the base layers down on the interceptors, or not interceptors, inceptors with the, whatever their plasma executioner pistol things are. So I got 6 of them all base layered up and they're ready to go for highlights. And then I also got almost all the base layers. There's just like a few little like brass and stuff like that, but for the most part I've got all the base layers down on another Redemptor Dread that also has the macro plasma. So a lot of plasma going on right now that I'm working on, and plus just trying to get caught up with my backlog of just Primaris stuff in general, because next thing you know, now we have the Repulsor Executioner coming out. Like I said, I'll be pre-ordering that today. So I need to get caught up, get things up and up to speed, and plus, really, Nova is right around the corner. Like, it's already the beginning of July is here, so really I got like a month and a half to try to get stuff done that I want to get done, and I need to start building lists. I got to get my capital palette stuff ready. I got some of the ideas there. I'm going to be submitting in multiple categories instead of, I only brought 2 models last year, and they both went in the single model category, and what they did is they pick what they think is your best work out of that category, and then they judge you off of that one piece. So if you enter in like 10 models into one category, that doesn't give you 10 chances to win. That just gives you a good spread of your work for them to then pick what they think is your best work, and then they judge you off of that, and then so you still only get one chance to then win your category or whatever. So I'm going to be entering multiple categories, but I'm still going to bring like a couple options. Right now I'm looking at bringing 2 options for the single model and 2 options for vehicle, both dreadnoughts. But the unit category, I'm probably only going to bring 1 unit for that, just, you know, for the sake of it. And then that's pretty much going to be it. So I'm going to have total of 5 entries, but 3 categories. So I'll be entering 3 separate categories this year, but with 3 different entries, or 5 different entries. Right now, as it is, I was hoping to get the Alfarius model done for the single model entry, but like again, I just unfortunately am not going to get around to it. But I am going to enter that Gabriel Angelos model that I painted mostly with contrast. Yeah, it just really turned out great. I'm really happy with the way it turned out, and it's a great looking model, especially after I did that head swap. And so I'm just going to enter it in and just see how that floats. Another one I'm going to do is a event, or a kit bashed event model that I did, just for one of my Star Commanders. It just looks cool, and it's kit bashed together. It was, I don't know what I call him, an Incept Aggressor or Aggressor Scepter. But it was for this zombie Halloween event that they did at the Games Workshop store, where basically you can kind of upgrade your character with any war gear that you want. You had like so many little blocks to fill up, and like certain war gear costs so many blocks. So it was very kind of almost RPG-esque when you build a character and take in different weapons and stuff. So I built a custom Primaris for my Star Commanders that kind of his story is, you know, he spent time in the Death Watch, and he spent, you know, all this kind of stuff. So he had a Death Watch shoulder pad, and then also explains like why is he more apt to this more unconventional non-codex warfare. So that's kind of where I went with that. So anyway, he had a aggressor flamestorm gauntlet, and then in his other hand he had the inceptor plasma pistol thing, the executioner, I believe, and then he had an inceptor jump pack. But then with the inceptor jump pack on the top, put aggressor grenade launchers or auto launchers or whatever. So it was pretty cool in the end. And I had actually used, for the body of the model and the head, used the 500 store celebration model that they gave out, or they were selling exclusively when they had 500 stores worldwide. So turned out really great, and I just, like I said, I'm gonna just put that in as one of my single model entries. So I'll have that one, and my Gabriel Angelos that I did. Then for the vehicles, I'm probably going to throw one of my Redemptor Dreadnoughts. I was actually going to throw my one. I might throw 3 in there actually. I just don't know, because 2 of my Redemptors are going to be painted the same color scheme. The only difference is the one that I'm doing right now with the Macro Plasma he's got a really cool, like some people call it like a superhero pose, or like the ground pound pose, where he's kind of like down on one knee and one hand is on the ground, like pushing himself back up. And then I did a lot of Dremel holes and chipped with an X-Acto knife to make it look like a lot of battle damage is happening. Like he just got hit really hard and he's trying to get back up to continue the fight. So I really like that. Plus there is a Shadow War or Shadow Edge, I can't remember what they're called. There's a company though that they do a special little separate award that they sponsor for battle damage. Now I didn't know that when I went into it, but then after seeing that as a category, I was like, oh, maybe I'll just enter that one in too. I don't know if I'll necessarily win, because it's not going to be like, I don't know. I will definitely say like weathering, or that's the category. It's more weathering, not battle damage. But like weathering and battle damage has always been one of those tools that I am still trying to develop in my hobby toolbox, if you will. So definitely trying to figure that out more. But I figure I might still enter it anyway. But the other Redemptor I wanted to enter because it looks cool. It's the one where I took out like the sarcophagus piece and actually put in like the Primaris body from the Space Marine body from the Venerable Dreadnought, and then I use a Primaris head, and it's painted yellow because it goes with my scheme of the Star Commanders being what's the word I'm looking for? Inspired. There we go. Inspired by the Buzz Lightyear cartoon show, not the Toy Story Buzz Lightyear, but Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. And they had a robot named XR, which in my chapter, XR stands for Xavier Renato, which he was a Primaris Space Marine. Obviously, before he was a Dreadnought, before he fell, but his name was just Xavier at the time. But then when he fell, and he was put into the Dreadnought, he became Xavier Renato, which is Xavier Reborn. So I really like that, and plus it plays into the I guess robot that they had with Buzz Lightyear's team on the show. His name was XR, which for certain right, I can't remember. There was two ones. One was a joke and one was like actual. I think it stood for Experimental Ranger, because he was like a prototype. But then I also think they referred to him as Expendable Ranger because he would always blow up and get destroyed, and then they would put him back together and stuff like that. Like that was kind of like always the thing with him. So anyway, I like the way that I was able to connect all that together. But reason why I want to enter that is because, one, I think it's really cool because you can open up the front end of the Redemptor. So like right now, I didn't put the sarcophagus plate on at all. So when you put like the front chest, like little door that kind of swings open down on the Redemptor, you can still see his Primaris head. And then if you swing it up, then you can see like the rest of his body like encased in the Redemptor, which I think is cool. So if I do enter that, which I probably will, I'll probably have that part open, so that's a little more displayed. Plus the other reason why is I was able to get a really cool like metal gun bluing effect on the heavy onslaught and the mini, like just the onslaught on his Redemptor Fist, just solely with the washes that GW had, and it turned out great and it looks really good, like the heat effect that you get on barrels after shooting them for a while. I really like the way it turned out, and so that's why I feel like I think that would be a good one. And then the third one is the last surviving model that I held on to, aside from Vulcan, which again is another Primarch I have not gotten around to paint. I've got two of my favorite legions, Salamanders and Alpha Legion. I have their Primarchs that I need to get working on. But anyway, from my actual Salamanders army that I had a huge army, I thought to myself, of course, beautifully painted, that I kept, and it was the Salamanders Contemptor Dreadnought from Forge World. I love that model, and it turned out great when I painted, and I just kept it, held on to it. And I'll probably just throw that up there too, just for fun. So yeah, like I said, so I'll have 2, potentially 3. I'm still like really on the fence because, like I said, my 2 Redemptors will be the same color scheme, and so I don't know if that'll throw off judges and stuff, although one will be, like I said, severely kind of heavy battle damage. So yeah, we'll go from there. But yeah, other than that, like I said, I'm just trying to kind of get caught up. Like, really, the heavy plasma and the Inceptors are big. I definitely want to have them in some forms of my list going to Nova. But now with this Executioner, now this is a big thing. I may be scrambling quick, fast, and hurry to get these built, because I'm going to get 2, and I'm going to magnetize the main gun. But I feel like I'm going to be scrambling to get these built and painted and ready for Nova, because rumors going around, leaks going around right now, looks to be pretty much comparable to the same points as the current Repulsor, which is pretty crazy. But I could see where, okay, well, yes, it has a long-range gun, but if you're just shooting at long range, you're keeping it safe, but you're not going to be able to do as much damage. Like, you're spending points on a lot of weapons you're not even shooting. The other thing being the transport capacity is a lot less, which to me is fine, because if I did use my Repulsor as a transport instead of just a tank, because let's be honest, those things, it's a better tank than it is a transport, because the thing gets shot at and blown up quicker than it can transport anything anywhere anyway. So yeah, so with that, I normally would only put like a 5-man intercessors in there, maybe with a character, but usually just a 5-man squad to just be able to hopefully get somewhere to where they can get out and grab an objective or something like that. Like, I never really used it to try to get like a unit up close, like to pop out aggressors or something like that. Yeah, like if I was to do that, because right now my loadouts right now too is I really like las cannons and stuff on them, because I like the anti-armor, but then I also like that they can have a decent amount of anti-personnel, anti-infantry type armament on it as well, so it can kind of hold its own against some larger squad. I wouldn't say necessarily horde, but larger squads, especially if you bring like the heavy onslaught with the onslaught. Like, you can really get the DACA going, but if you're bringing anti-armor, there's a little bit of a trade-off there. But anyway, yeah, I just never really use them as a transport. I use them more as a tank, so I would put the las cannon, las talons on them, and use them that way. Another thing I think that kind of helps with the cost of the new Executioner is you cannot switch out that heavy bolter. It's a heavy bolter. You can't put las cannons there. It would be pretty sweet if you could put las cannons there, and then you'd have like a pretty solid anti-armor thing with that heavy destroyer las cannon thing, and then the las cannons. You would be messing up some people's days pretty good. But again, then it's a big target. But you'd with that 48-inch range on the las cannons, you can still maintain a decent amount of distance. So, but I honestly, to me right now, I'm feeling like they're going to replace my repulsors, because they can keep that distance with the big guns, and then I could just throw on the bunch of like all the auxiliary stuff, just bring the cheapest options for the rest, and basically just use it solely as those are its anti-personnel, like if anything gets in close, like their defense weapons. And therefore, like, I can just kind of sit and use it as a way to, you know, lay down some good fire from long range, and then if anything gets close enough, take it out. Because the other thing is, I think the heavy onslaught, I think, is 24-inch range, if memory serves me. It might be 36, actually. I think it might be 36, and then the little one is 24. Either way, 36 or 24. Even at 24, that's still a decent amount of range for the onslaught to be able to, as things get closer, create kind of a little bit of a defensive bubble. Because obviously you're going to have other models and things too to try to keep them from getting to your executioner and taking it out. But having that extra range of deck at like 24-inch range is pretty nice. And then 18-inch range is getting a little too close for comfort, really, because at that point, like, they're getting close to charging. And if you have grenades and stuff like that, you can start lobbing those out of your auto launchers and stuff. But I mean, really, it's going to be the 24-inch range is going to be kind of like your last ditch effort before you need to decide you need to start falling back, or do you have something that can swing in and kind of slow down whatever's coming after them or whatever to maintain that range. Because again, another big thing with these is you don't move them, their main gun gets to shoot twice. So again, that's pretty awesome. And since I don't use repulsors really much as transports too often, I honestly feel like these two will, especially if the points cost is going to be the same or like comparable to less even, or even just a little bit more, I can make that wiggle room happen, and I'll bring 2 executioners and have them in the back, and with good field of fire, like crossing somewhere, so they can, at least I'll get a good target. Worst case scenario, I'm keeping one still while I'm moving the other one up. So yeah. All right, well, other news I want to get into real quick is I am moving. So it's it's a little unfortunate, but job has me moving out of the area. So there's some good and some bad with that. The home that hopefully everything goes fine, that we're looking at moving into is going to have a lot more space. I'll actually have another kind of like be able to have kind of more of an official hobby space. And then I'll have like kind of another workspace actually as well in another area, like our garage area, where I can work more. I have a few projects that I have had to shelf because just room and time and everything. Now the time's not going to get any better, but the room will get better, so I can start projects and leave them and not worry about them until I return from whatever it is that's taking up my time. So there is that aspect that I do like, that'll be nice. But yeah, unfortunately, that me moving and what my job will entail when we move is going to mean probably a lot less time for hobby than I would like to, or than what I would like. So when I am back, hopefully I'm going to be able to really, punch the hobby in the head and buckle down and get stuff done when I can. Other nice things though, like while work will keep me busy and at times keep me away for months at a time, instead of right now I lose a month or two here and there. Back again, phone keeps cutting in and out, and I have to transfer some of the video over and come back. So where was I at? So so work is going to be a lot busier, but I do graduate finally from college. This December will be my last semester of school. So very happy with that. I'm going to be taking a break before I move on to a more advanced program down the road, but as of right now, I'm going to at least probably take the next year off before I'm trying to go back to school again. It's like never-ending school and get these degrees and stuff, but for right now, I'm going to just relax and enjoy being done with school, and that'll be nice. So that should open up more time for sure for hobby time especially. But like I said, yeah, so I got a lot coming up. We're looking at probably moving. Essentially, we got to be ready to go in like the next 2 weeks, and then from there, before the school year, in the States here with our school years usually start like August time frame. So usually, by like mid-August, we have to be pretty much moved up there and stuff for the kids and all that. But Yeah, so I mean, I got packing to do and all that kind of stuff going on. So yeah, plus on top of all that, with Nova at the end of August, it's just a lot, a lot. One nice thing, like, I will be closer to Nova, but unfortunately, I just don't know if the subsequent years, when, like, how my work schedule is going to work, if I'll be available to attend. If not, I have already spoke to a couple of my buddies and the guys I'm going up with this time, that we're doing the team trio. Like, if for some reason, even if I can't make to go to Nova or whatever, I still want to probably try to do kind of like a pseudo to, I guess, kind of a sponsored thing, like a kind of sponsoring our team now. I paid for the entry fees and stuff like that, and bought like our jerseys and everything. And I'd like to continue to do something, even if I'm not a part of it, like physically. I still want to, just to kind of get the name out there, and just, also to, help, maybe in a small way that helps somebody. I mean, at the very least, even if they're already going, they get to save a little bit of money on an entry fee, and maybe buy a model or something there. I don't know. So like I said, I'm definitely this, I guess, entrepreneur style, trying to get off the ground running with the YouTube channel and the Facebook page, is generating zero money. But at the same time, I still like to just get the name out there and to share what I'm doing and see what other people are doing. It's really about just building the community and everything like that. I do know, like, coming into this as late as I have, into the YouTube and everything like that, and just sharing my stuff. Plus, I mean, when I first got into the hobby, really not all that long ago, it's only been 10 years since I got into the tabletop portion of it. Like, I played Dawn of War and stuff for years before that, but never really ventured in the tabletop until, like I said, I bought my first models 10 years ago, and from then to now, I've definitely grown a lot. But back then and stuff, when it would have been look at Mini Wargaming. Like, they got in right when YouTube was starting off, so they both got to ride the wave together. But regardless, it's definitely a very saturated market to get into. Plus, with the new way that the monetization has happened with YouTube, before I even start to see any kind of like little tiny pennies trickling in, I need to have 1,000 subscribers, which is just crazy. And then not only 1,000 subscribers, but you need to have 40,000 hours of view time within a calendar year. So even after you get 1,000, you need to maintain 40,000 hours of view time before you'll actually make any money off of any advertising that they decide to put on your videos. So again, really, it's kind of one of those things where I don't think I'll ever see that. But I still want to continue, just because a goal of mine, it would be one day, it'd be great to have 1,000 subscribers. I wish, and I'm very thankful for everybody that's liked my Facebook page, but if I had everybody on my Facebook page just went over and subscribed to my YouTube channel, then wow, right there I'd have like 1,500 plus or so, plus or minus, because I see it wavers. Like, I'm not sure what I'm doing right or wrong necessarily. Well, wrong mostly, because like I hit 1555 is my highest I've ever hit for likes on my Facebook page, but then it'll, like, every now and again, every time I hit one of those, it'll start to trickle off where I'll start to lose people, and it'll trickle down. Now it's at like 1553. So like, I don't know what I did to lose or offend those two people, or they just didn't like my stuff enough, I guess. Which, okay, whatever, I guess. But yeah, so I mean, if like everybody from my Facebook came over and follow or subscribe to the YouTube channel, then that'd be awesome. I'd have 1,000 subscribers, and then I just need to be able to make good quality content consistently and get that hours, and then I would actually start to make a little bit of coin. But it wouldn't be very much, because I'm one man operation, very small. But on the other side of that too, I'm going to continue no matter what, even if I just, like, right now I'm almost at 200 subscribers, which is amazing. I can't wait to hit more and more and just keep continuing to grow, get better at the hobby, get better at my video producing, all that stuff, and continue. I actually have an idea that I don't know how I'm going to work out and how to kick it off. I don't want to share it quite yet, but it would be it's something I've not seen yet in the community at all. And it would be pretty much 100% out of pocket, like most of everything I've done with the hobby stuff right now. It's just completely out of pocket, to the point where I'd have to figure out a smart way to do this affordably and yet consistently enough that it actually starts to turn around and be beneficial. But yeah, so I'm going to kind of keep the lid on that right now, because there's like, I just had this epiphany of an idea driving here to the Warhammer store today, so I really want to get kind of more of it out of my head and more kind of flushed out, and kind of get the more logistics side of things figured out, and then kind of go from there, because yeah, I think it would be a really cool idea if I could pull it off, but like I said, I haven't seen it anywhere as of right now. You kind of do. Anyway, I'll just stop talking about it, because there's no point until I get it more fleshed out. Plus, don't want anyone taking my idea, and then I'll be like, you son of a... Yeah. But yeah, so I feel like this is turning into a attempts at coherent thought video. Because I was on a good train of thought, and I kind of get derailed here and there. But other than that, I guess that's pretty much it hobby-wise and what I got going on. Like I said, hopefully I can continue to grow the channel, because another huge goal of mine, at least for the YouTube channel, is definitely to one day hit that 100,000 mark, which gets you that exclusive YouTube silver or platinum, or I guess it's like I think it's silver, because then you get a gold if you get like 1 million subscribers, and you get like a silver one if you hit 100,000, which that number is just crazy, because I mean, I look around right now at the super popular wargaming, like 40K specific YouTube channels, and they're already, or they're not even at 100,000. Like, I think Adam with Tabletop Minions, I mean, he's up there. He's definitely, he'll get there. He definitely will. It'll be, if it's not a year or two, I mean, I think he'll get there pretty rapidly. But I remember not too long ago, he just hit like 40,000, so he had like a special like 40K kind of thank you type of thing. But yeah, like him, and then like a channel though that grew very rapidly, and their videos are very well done. And to say that I'm not a little jealous or envious of the 40K couple, like they really kicked off. Like they started and it just like went up. Like to where Mini Wargaming just had their big bunker opening up in Canada in Welland, and I believe that's Welland. And it's definitely a bucket list thing for me. Like I've been wanting to go up there since I really started getting into tabletop thing. I really got into Mini Wargaming. It's probably about 2012 when I first started watching their videos, and I actually have a lifetime membership there now, because I supported one of their special campaigns when they wanted a little influx of money. So I have a lifetime membership there now, which is nice. But I definitely want to, especially now that I have the bunker, want to make my time to go up there. I've been wanting to for forever, but again, just work, school, family, all that really kind of plays a big role into that. So, I eventually want to get up there, but they had their big grand opening of the bunker up there, and they had like all the YouTube stars of 40K up there, to include Adam from Tabletop, but then they also had the 40K couple was there, Wargamer girl was there. I'm trying to think of other ones that I saw, but yeah, so they had that. It was just kind of like, man, I wish I was big enough to be on their radar type of a thing, but maybe one day I can get up there. I was hoping to do the painter partnership program with them, to at least paint like a unit or an army or something when I had time, but again, like my schedule was just always so busy. That I was never able to, and then they actually closed that program down now, so they don't even do that now. So unfortunately I can't get my name out to them that way. So the next way is I'm just gonna have to go up there sometime, wear a Paint Marine t-shirt, and be like, hey, I got a YouTube channel, you mind if we plug it before a game? Again, I feel like their schedule is always so packed and so far out there that hopefully, because the other thing too is, like, of course I want to play a game with like Matt or Dave, like one of the big ones. I would definitely feel like yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. Eventually, I want to get up there. I just don't know if it'll happen anytime soon. And hopefully, again, I'll just continue plugging along, and hopefully I gain the viewership as well. But for those of you who are watching this now and have stuck around this video for so long, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. I definitely appreciate your patronage, your subscribing, your viewership, all of that. You know, I'm definitely happy to do what I do, even if only one person watched this video. Thank you. at least I did this video for somebody. I'm probably gonna do a follow-up video, and then I'll put in this whole scheme of things here. Once I kind of get whatever I get here. Like as far as right now, I'm probably just gonna get the one Primaris blank, and then I've been looking at getting one of those the hobby boxes, because they have, like, with all this contrast paints, and I have like an old paint rack from a store that was getting rid of it, so I asked if I could have it. But obviously this is from like 2 paint releases ago, so there's like no spots for any air. There's definitely no spots for contrast, and then there's like a few other like layers and bases and stuff that have been added that I just don't have on my little paint rack with the little cool labels. Now I definitely don't have all the paint, so I could put them in some of the empty spots and just kind of like put a post-it or something on there. But yeah, as of right now, I don't know. I'm thinking about getting one of those like hobby box things to at least put the paints in, so it's a little more organized, especially with this move coming up. So at the very least, I'm going to be, you know, pre-ordering my Executioner. I might pick up a hobby box and then getting the Primaris pop figure, and then with all that, getting my card stamps done, so then that way I can get this cool chaplain. So alright, well, I guess I'm going to call that it for this one. This has been a lot of long talk, a lot kind of going on just in personal life and everything that really does affect the hobby. But again, I thank you for watching. Please, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, share with your friends. Please help me grow my channel more. I definitely appreciate it. And then check out the Facebook page. I got a lot going on there. That's where I post most of my frequent updates, just pictures and things going on, plus any kind of leaks and things going around the community. It is very Space Marine focused, as if anyone's been following me for long enough has seen, I definitely go through lots of peaks and valleys in the hobby. Like I've played Orcs, Tau, Eldar, you know, Astra Militarum or Imperial Guard, in Space Marines, and then I kind of have to dip down. I'm like, okay, I'm getting too much time, money invested in everything. I need to refocus. And I usually come back to the Space Marines in the end, and my homebrew chapter is definitely my main focus right now, and one I definitely enjoy and take great pride in, and hope to continue with. So please check out that. I do also some pretty crazy conversions a lot, which seem to then transform into an actual thing. I don't know how or why. Like, it's just kind of one of those, I can't remember what that effect's called, but it's kind of like the two minds think of the same thing, and I've definitely done that multiple times now. I actually have kind of a little conversion folder on Facebook that has a lot of my conversions, and later the GW official version that came out a couple years after mine was already done. Another one actually too that I did that I ended up not posting because I hadn't quite completed it, but I had gotten an extra macro plasma, or plasma macro, whatever it's called, and from the Redemptor, and I had started doing a conversion with the turret on the repulsor to replace where the Las Talon and the Onslaught go, to put the macro plasma there. It's just like a fun option that it could potentially be, and here we are now. That was probably almost a year ago that I was going to start doing that, when the repulsors and that stuff all came out. And now we have that actual option as a thing. So yeah, so in the end, it's just, I don't know, another coincidence, if you will. But I guess I didn't finish it, so I didn't post it up. And because even if I was, it's kind of after the fact now, so people could easily be like, oh, okay, well, you know, you didn't come up with that first. And I get to, like, a lot of people say, like, the Executioner, I guess, was developed a long time ago, about the same time the Repulsor was, and they're just now releasing it. So again, it's kind of one of those things where I don't know which came first. But alright, well, again, I think I'm gonna call that it. The guy that was sleeping next to me, actually, he just woke up and got into his driver's seat and is driving to go somewhere, or I'm not sure what he's doing. He's kind of like going in, like reversing in and out. So maybe he's not here for here. I don't know why he just decided to sleep in the parking lot. Either way, that's interesting. Oh, okay. It looks like he's actually turning around to be face fronting in the spot. So, I don't know. Alright, guys. Well, again, thank you. Again, I'll say it again because I keep saying it before I end this video. Please subscribe, like the Facebook page, and until next time. Alright, everyone. Well, so that's the Warhammer day done. So I got a few things pretty quick. I actually didn't stick around to get my Executioner pre-ordered because I got to get on the road. Like I said, I got a lot going on. I actually have to drive my 2.5 hours back home, and then I got to drive another 4 hours yet today. So I couldn't stick around because the pre-orders actually aren't going to go live until 1 o'clock Eastern time here. So I pre-ordered them from a local gaming store back closer to where I am residing. So unfortunately wasn't able to get it here, so I ended up getting a project box since I am traveling a lot, and just to also be able to got the big one here, so then also to be able to just all those extra new paints and stuff, like have a place to put them since my paint rack doesn't really have, I would say, official space for it. Other than that, then let me pull up, got a little Founder or Warhammer Day pin, the new logo on it. Now this is for so this is a new logo. So I knew they had the new logo, but another thing I didn't notice that the manager here let us all know is not only is this just a launch of their logo, but all the rebranding. So all the Games Workshop stores like around the world. So like apparently they're no longer a thing now. Like it's been a long time coming, I guess. I knew they were changing the names of the stores, but like I guess as of today, they're no longer Games Workshop. They're all Warhammer. So like the other store that I normally go to was a Games Workshop store. I guess now it is officially rebranded Warhammer. So that's kind of interesting. And then also he threw in like a little balloon that's got the logo on it too into there. And then of course I got the Primaris pop figure. It says, DIY, do it yourself, and store exclusive. Now the store exclusive thing is kind of interesting because he mentioned that this is also going to go up on their web store to order, so this isn't really a store exclusive. So I don't really, if that's true, if he was not, unless he misspoke, but I don't know, we'll see here in about an hour or so. And then the last thing, I haven't opened these yet, and they're kind of shaking around in here. I did get the Warhammer objective markers. Now these things are $40. So, like I said, I'm gonna kind of open them up here. There's only one. The number 3 is kind of going around. So there they are. Pretty nice. It says victories achieved through metal, glories achieved through metal. So yeah, so we have the Warhammer on one side and the number on the other. These are pretty cool. They're pretty hefty, but I think I am going to do something with these to hopefully motivate people to subscribe to the YouTube channel. So I'm at 200, or almost 200 right now. I'm gonna go at 500. I'm gonna do a giveaway. If I can reach 500 subscribers to my YouTube channel, I'm going to give these away. I pay the shipping worldwide. So you don't have to do anything but subscribe and share the channel, and you can get yourself some of these cool exclusive Warhammer objective markers. So there you have it. Again, please check out the rest of the channel, subscribe, and check out my Facebook as well. And yeah, until next time.